fuck is McClay?
Podcast episode 11.
No, it's
Nope, episode 12, homie.
Yeah, that,
Shit.
that was the last one we did.
That's right, sorry. Last one. Shit. The podcast episode 12. Hot Rock Super Joint.
Hell yeah. The podcast episode 12. Hot Rock Super Joint. And if you get to do that to that camera, so it's kind of a thing we do here on the podcast.
Yeah. The Bogcast, episode 12. Hot Rock Super Joint, homies. Fuck yeah.
Action.
Sweet. All right. This is the podcast episode 12. This is a very special 420 episode. It's the second episode here shot in the Bog Cave. Once again, I'm joined by my co-host, best friend, Brian McClay. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
day.
Did you want to talk about that jersey for a second? 'Cause you didn't
It's
know that
just-
on the last
it's-
one. What is that?
It's just a Coyotes jersey.
Are they in the playoffs or
no,
something,
they
or-
didn't make the playoffs
Oh.
this year, but you know, it's playoff hockey. It's best time of the year. Playoff hockey. 420. You can't beat it. So
Hell yeah.
just chilling in my playoff hockey gear.
Hell yeah. And Don Rizze, thanks for running camp for us. I really appreciate that. Came through big time. And how you doing, Jason Upa?
I'm doing good, sir. How about yourself? I'm super excited for this episode.
Fuck yeah, dude. This is a special 420
Fucking
fucking
A.
episode. I'm really honestly honored to have our guest today. He's a rapper, comedian, producer. I would say a Phoenix just
Legend.
marijuana weed legend.
Yes.
Oh,
Advocate.
wait, actually, we're not allowed to
Legend.
say marijuana anymore because that's racist, right?
Yeah, cannabis.
Cannabis,
Cannabis.
legend.
Just say weed, homies. Just say weed.
Okay, weed.
Weed, yo. Weed,
I'm
yo.
just kidding. He just dropped this new book called Super Joint: The Art of the Meme Hack. When did that come out?
It ain't come out yet. It's
Oh,
going
it
to
ain't
drop
come
on
out.
420. I just
Oh,
got those
shit.
back. Just got those back from the press
Nice.
yesterday, and I was sweating that shit because I was like, I told everybody it's going to be out on 420. You better get that shit to me, yo. But they came back. It's 140 pages-ish of awesome full-color memes. I'm just, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, for
We'll
sure.
get-
So
we'll go
we're
in
joined
deep.
by the legendary Hot Rock Super Joint, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm high as fuck, homie.
Hell
I'm doing
yeah,
awesome.
man.
Thanks for
Fucking
having
that's
me.
what I like.
Yeah,
Hell
right.
yeah, hell yeah. Don't leave Oompa hanging. Right on, man.
Leaving peeps hanging and shit.
For the podcast, man, for episode 12, and I was really thinking about how we could shoot a 420 episode, and I couldn't have anyone better of a guest than Hot Rock motherfucking Super Joint. You
I
know what I'm saying?
concur.
So,
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
420%.
yeah, so I plan on getting fucking really, really ripped.
Let's do it, yo.
I had a bit where have you guys seen the show Hot Ones?
Fucking love Hot
Yes.
Ones, man.
You've seen it?
Shout
Have
out
you
to
seen-
Sean Evans. Yeah.
You haven't seen Hot Ones, have you? Okay. So anyway, it's really just a show where it's a really popular YouTube show right now where a guy does some super intensive questioning on his guests, but while he's doing it, he has chicken wings laid out. And each chicken wing that he asks a question to gets the hot sauce level gets worse and worse and worse. The Scoville level literally starts off on 2,000 and ends on 6 million.
Jesus.
So while he's asking them these questions, they're like sweating their ass off, just getting fucking, they can't answer their questions and stuff. So for myself, I'm just doing this personally. I just thought it'd be funny to replace the chicken wings with fucking weed marijuana products. So I'm going to get super fucking lit today.
I'm going to join you, homie.
Yeah. So
right.
the first one's RSO. We got edibles for the second one.
All right.
Dubes for the third.
Doobie doobie doos. Right. I brought some doobs too.
A
yes.
blunt for the fourth, a bong for the fifth, and then we end because it's funny that they call the last wing on the hot ones. What do they call it?
God.
What?
Oh no, the bomb.
No, the last dab.
Isn't that the bomb?
No, the bomb's like probably like the second or third to last one. That's one. I don't know why I know why he has the hot sauce in there because it's so shitty and fucks everyone up so bad. everyone on the bombs like, why the fuck do you even put this in here? No, the very last hot sauce that's 6 million Scoville level, it's called the Last Dab, and it's actually made here in Phoenix.
Oh no
So
shit.
so it's funny that we'll end on dabs.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes.
So I'm gonna take a little hit of this RSO. Can you explain what RSO is, McClay?
So, for people out there who know what RSO stands for Rick Simpson Oil. Rick Simpson was an angel living up in Canada who wife had passed away from a bout with cancer, and he had gotten skin
You wanna
cancer.
take a little dab?
And
I'm gonna hold off on the dabs.
No, you're
homie.
good. You're good, bro.
and I like somebody who sticks with his flower. There we go.
I'm a
Oh,
flower
shit.
dude. I'm an old
Hell yeah.
guy, yo. So I stick to the flowers and shit.
You're good.
So, anyways, this guy decided he wasn't gonna get burnt by cancer anymore, so he went and researched it and figured that cannabis was the way to go. Started growing plants, started making his own concoctions, and started curing people of cancer up in Canada. So, this is Rick Simpson oil. Now, this stuff it can get you pretty deep. It takes about 25 minutes, 30 minutes to kick in, but it can destroy
Keep
some.
that from the camera. Okay.
Yeah.
It can definitely destroy some.
It looks like
some
heroin,
nights.
but
You're supposed to do like just the size of a grain of rice.
Yeah.
Like this
Exactly.
big. And I know that a lot of people that be dealing with cancer, you can slowly up the dose.
Exactly.
So like day 1, you take 1 little rice grain. And then day 2, you take 2. And then a couple days later, you take 3. And you just build it up until you get 4. And my understanding from what I be reading on the interwebs and shit is that it's actually shrinking people's tumors.
yeah,
yo.
dude, for sure.
It's amazing, homies. I think we're going to, as we come into the area where weed be legal on a federal level, we're going to be able to test the shit, which we can't really be testing it right now about what it can do because it's illegal. So once the federal ban is lifted, we're going to see just a resurgence of all the awesome shit that weed's going to be doing for the people of the earth and
It's
stuff.
going to be
I'm
ridiculous.
excited, man.
We were just
Amen.
talking about on the last podcast, waiting for that reefer madness generation to die off.
soon, homies.
That
It's
are,
coming
that's
soon.
like that's holding back all these laws and things. You know what I mean? Because
what was what's
ignorance is really what's the problem.
And what are your thoughts on them trying to pass it a couple of years ago, and it kind of was a little underhanded thing that they
Are
they
you
were
talking
trying to
about Arizona?
Exactly.
Okay, on Arizona. Okay, so we passed in 2010. The voters agreed to the Medical Marijuana Act, the AMA, the Arizona Marijuana Act, and I'm all for that. I am an old dude. I got pains and shit. I got my own card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too.
I got chronic joint
Amen.
pain. Chronic joint pain. If I don't got the joints of them chronic, I be in pain, yo. And but I really believe that it should be a recreational option for adults. I do not promote kids smoking weed. I'm of the opinion that kids should let their brains kind of solidify before they start putting all kinds of crazy shit in their system. And that's just where I'm at. So like Little Rock, my kid, I don't want him smoking weed before he's 18 or
man,
21.
I agree.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
But then once he hits 18, 21 or whatever that area is, I'm all about it, homie, because I'd rather him smoking weed than drinking alcohol.
For
I
sure, man.
personally,
Amen on that.
I've done all the drugs.
How many times have I said that? I believe that.
Exactly.
I'd rather them
And-
smoke than have alcohol.
I've done all the drugs and now I just smoke weed. And I'm in a much better place now that I'm just smoking weed as opposed to heroin and all that other shit that I've done in my life.
Yeah.
So
I get you, man. I'm from that same spot. So
Right.
I feel you on
Yeah.
that for sure.
Well, wasn't there like a couple years ago they tried to pass it here, and then there was some underhanded shit they were trying to do, right?
okay, my understanding. Let me see if I. Yeah, it's hard for me to remember
No,
because
no,
I'll be
no,
all
no.
high and shit.
Yeah.
But we did try to pass adult use recreational marijuana in the state of Arizona, and there were 2, even 3 bills that were up for it. There was the MPP, which is the people. It's like a think tank that did Washington and did Colorado. Then there was the Arizona version, which was AZFMR, some shit like that. And then there was the Legalize All Drugs. So those were the 3 that tried to go through. I think it was 2014 or 16.
Yeah.
Can't remember. But it didn't pass. And the reason I believe it didn't pass is because A, we had 2 to 3 bills on there. And so everybody couldn't get behind one.
Exactly.
And I remember that there was a lot of people at the AZFMR that were all like, oh, this MPP one's bullshit. They're only going to let you grow 6 plants, 12 plants if you be in a house with somebody. And I don't grow plants. I mean, I just smoke it. I'm not a seller. I'm a buyer. I don't grow the shit. I buy the shit.
That's a lot
I
of
smoke
people.
The shit.
Most
Exactly.
people.
Exactly. But they was like, no, you should be able to grow 1,000 plants because it's like tomatoes. But I've never gotten high off tomatoes. So I'm of the opinion that I don't fully trust that pitch. So what happens is you got a bunch of people that be talking shit about the one that could possibly pass. The AZFMR was awesome because they were like, you could grow 99 plants in your house and you could have 9 fucking pounds or whatever on your system and shit. And it was just sad because you got all these people. We're all just trying to legalize weed, and it's got to take baby steps. You can't just smack it down and it's all done and everybody's it's free for all.
Well, another point I was making on the previous podcast is actually people going out and voting and doing things, because everyone always gets high and just like, oh, there'll be other people that'll go out and do all those things. You actually have to go out and vote and make the difference. You know
gotta,
what I mean?
if you can vote, you got to vote. And
Yeah,
that's another thing to keep in mind is that a lot of the people that would be voting to legalize weed can't vote because they're felons because they got caught with weed
That's
in the
fucked
past
up.
20 plus years. So
It's
they're not
silly.
allowed to vote. So it's kind of fucked up in my mind just on that level. But yeah, it was just there were too many options, and you can't have too many options and nothing's going to pass. So I'm looking forward 2020, 2018. Wait, it's already 2019. 2020. I'm hoping that there'll be something out there that we can all stand behind that'll let us grow a couple. I know that the dispensaries are now getting in on it. They're trying to legalize for adult use, which is good because that's going to make them more money. But if there is some limited grow rights, 6 plants, 12 plants for a couple, that kind of thing. I think that needs to be in there because that's something that a lot of people really want. And I don't want to tell them no, but at the same time, I don't need to have a ton of weed on me and not worry about the cops showing up. Because if I got a ton of weed on me, the reality is I'm selling the shit black market. And I mean, I've been smoking for 20 plus years. So I was in black market up until 2012
Yeah.
or
I think a
11
lot of
or
people
whenever
were,
I
right?
got
A lot
my
of
Isn't
car
it
oil.
interesting how it was just 15, 20 years ago when you had weed on you in your car?
10 years
and
only?
you were just 10 years being just driving around so fucking paranoid.
that you could go to
Oh
jail
my
for.
God.
You could go to jail
As a matter of
for
fact,
something
I feel so stupid how
that
ignorant.
big, yo.
I was so ignorant when I was young how much I would smoke weed in my car, actually, because I was living with my parents and I didn't have anywhere else to go. So my car was my weed. Yeah, my weed. I would just drive around and smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? And I look back on those days like, what the fuck was I
With
thinking?
Little Reed, Mini
Mini
Reed.
Reed, yeah.
Hey,
Mini
we have a
Reed.
story. You remember when we were going to play Laser Quest, and we were driving, and it was all smoked out. Do you remember that it was at night, and a cop came?
Oh,
remember? And
there's 10 of those stories.
Flashed his light in our window. We were like, oh, and he just drove by.
Yeah.
I remember. Oh my God, I was so scared.
I love people that have grown up in the generation that understood those times and then understand these times now, because there's a whole generation of just young kids who have no fucking clue.
How scary it was
Oh
to live in
my-
Arizona and
Right.
have
With
a
weed.
fucking
I've been smoking since I was like 15, dude.
Right.
Every day, nonstop.
You just have like
Every
a
day
little
since I was
piece.
15, and it was a whole other fucking world.
Do you remember when
It's like crack.
Hey.
If my aunt and uncle knew that I was smoking weed, they probably thought I was doing heroin.
right.
Do you remember when I got arrested when we were playing that show in the parking lot?
Oh yeah, just for doing a U-turn and you had a pipe.
Yeah, and I had a pipe on me, and the dude arrested me.
Paraphernalia, homie.
I got
It's illegal
arrested.
to have paraphernalia on you.
I won
It's
ticket.
crazy.
I was the best.
Crazy.
I was the best telemarketer like for the month with Timmy D. I won free Pantera tickets at Mesa Amphitheater. I didn't have anyone to take me. I was 15 years old. Edwin Kerr took me. He had a fucking cigarette pack full of literally like 15 joints, dude. And we were the only car in the parking lot because we were like 2 hours early. And he pulled out 2 personal joints. They were smoking them in the front. He didn't even pass them back to me. And a guy just came up, normal fucking clothes and stuff. He's like, "Hey man, you guys got any more of those joints?" And his dumbass friend goes, "Yeah, just take one." And the guy pulled one out, and then he pulled a necklace out and goes, "Undercover cop." And I got arrested for weed before I even was smoking weed and shit. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Did your friend just roll up the window?
No, they actually got fucked because they were over 18. I actually got got away with it because I was like 16 and shit. So I just had to like write some stupid essay for the city of Glendale.
Yeah, that
was
was
it,
a
Nick.
classic story because he was so stoked to go to see Pantera, and then he gets fucking arrested before the show.
I didn't even make it inside the
Can't
show. I
even
was in
get
the
inside.
fucking
That's
parking lot.
awful, man.
Yeah, it was lame.
So I got to talk about these real quick. So I got one of these good guys. Now explain. Can you explain these to us?
So my understanding is this. These is I picked these up over at Bud's Glass Joint. This is a wild hemp. This is a actual cigarette pack full of fucking marijuana cigarettes, yo. And my understanding is this is a industrial hemp. So it's less than 0.3% THC, which makes it industrial hemp. So it's a CBD product. And yeah, this is CBD joints, yo, CBD cigarettes. And they
So-
look like fucking cigarettes and shit.
Can you talk
yo.
about Bud's Glass Joint for a minute? Because I guess he went to my high school and all my friends know him, but me.
He didn't go to our high school.
Oh,
He went to school high.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone knows him but me.
Bud's Glass Joint, 5th Street and Roosevelt. Bud.
I've
and-
been there like a
and
motherfucker.
Greg, yeah. They're the downtown Phoenix head shop, and they're fucking awesome. I've been working with them for years. I'm going to be doing their 420 event this week. So if you listen into this podcast and it ain't 7 o'clock on 420 yet, get your ass down to Bud's Glass Joint on 5th Street in Roosevelt. Come watch me kick fat beats and dope rhymes about weed, yo.
Fuck yeah, this shit's gonna drop 420 Saturday morning, dude. So for sure, dude.
So definitely everybody out here that's close, get there. Even if you're not close, get there.
yeah,
Exactly, homies.
yeah, we're going for sure, dude.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. There's a
sure.
bunch of other bands, and they always have glass blowers, and it's just so awesome to be all high when you be watching the glass blowers blowing like new pipes and shit. And
Those guys are fucking talented.
Talented.
Those guys are artists. Dude.
there is,
literally.
if you go
Those
to
guys are bad motherfuckers.
if you go to Bud's Glass Joint
Literally.
in December, 4 or 6 glass blowers created a super joint shrine, and it's a dab rig that's like this big of me. With like all the chakras and shit from my guided meditation
No
chakra
way.
con that I did, they did a version of that,
nice.
and it's like this $5,000 piece of glass that
What?
six people built, and it's just fucking amazing. So that's down
Holy
at Bud's
shit.
Glass Joint. You should check that out too, yo.
Goddamn,
Fuck
that's
yeah,
tight.
dude.
Yeah,
You
for
should
sure.
never just have a reason to go to Bud's Glass Joint. You should just go. Like,
I don't care about the sound. I gotta open the window. Fuck the cars going by.
Yeah.
The sound's gonna be fucked, but I
Yeah,
gotta
who
open the
cares?
window.
let's talk about some of the things that you just mentioned. Your guided meditation. What's up with that?
So in I can't remember when it was. It was a couple years ago. Me and one of my producer homies, B Master J. I was like, I was talking to some chick on Facebook, and she did yoga and shit, and I was like, damn, there'd be a lot of yoga bitches out there that got a lot of money, yo. So I need to get up on some of this money. So what I did is I went on YouTube and I watched a bunch of these guided meditation videos, and then I was like, shit, I'm gonna do a guided meditation by Hot Rock Super Joint. And it's on Facebook right now. You can find that shit. It's called Chakra Con. And it's a stoner's guided meditation for like cleaning up your chakras and shit. And I was also starting to get into animation. And if I'm going to get into something, I need...
Oh shit.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. All right.
No, we're good.
Oh, no.
Keep rolling. Keep
oh,
rolling.
no. Oh, no. It's the cops, yo. Oh, no. It's the cops hiding weed, yo.
It smokes. We smoked out there a lot.
awesome.
This is
Get a
exactly
towel.
what
That's
happened.
That's a smoke alarm in the background because we'd be fucking
take the
clam
batteries
baking the
out.
Yeah,
studio.
take the battery out.
Oh, my goodness. Sorry, dog. There's a dog out in the front room. I'm sorry, puppy. Oh,
That's
so
what
funny.
happens. This is what happens
That's
when
what
Hot Rock
happens,
shows
when
up.
Hot Rock
Exactly.
shows up.
It's
Smokes out the
fucking-
joint.
Exactly.
Smokes out the joint.
So,
Should have been more prepared.
so what I was doing is, if I want to learn something, the easiest way for me to learn it is to do a project. So I just throw myself into it. So at the time, I was like, I want to get into animation, and I want to do this animated guided meditation for the stoners. So I go online and I find out about this product called Open Tunes. And Open Tunes is an open source animation software, and it's free. And I'm like, fuck yeah, that's awesome, because then I could spend more money on weed. I don't got to be spending on programs and shit. And so this was the way for me to understand and learn Open Tunes, was to make this guided meditation. And so B Master J and I, we got together, we recorded the whole thing, pretty straightforward, you know, and then we put some beats behind it, and like, you know, at your base chakra, it starts at 60 BPMs and then goes up 10 BPM all the way to the top chakra. So you feel like movement while you're going through it. It's 20 minutes long. First minute of it is an introduction. Next 2 minutes is like a hypnosis kind of thing where I'll be hypnotizing you and shit. And then I just went on Google and read up what all these chakras be about, and then just put that into words of the guided meditation.
Oh, that's
yo.
genius.
And
That's
it's
genius.
yeah, and it's, you know, I've had a lot of people talk to me about it and say that it's helping them, and I think that's awesome because I think that laughter is obviously the best medicine right next to weed. So
Why not
you know,
combine
why
them?
not combine both laughter and medicine and meditation into this awesome animated video, Chakra Khan? And so once again, if people want to see it, go check out Chakra, Chakra Khan, Kahn, and Superjoint Chakra Khan. You can find it. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere. So
We could put up the link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put up the link.
okay,
of it.
I
awesome.
figured
homies.
out how to edit that now.
Okay, cool.
In this stuff. I'm gonna go on to the second part of the bog-ons with the edible. Does anyone want an edible, Oompa? Or you want one? You do, really? Fuck yeah. Don Rizze's back. He took a little hiatus from weed. Why was that? Just to get your mind straight, dream a little bit.
Exactly. You know?
Tolerance got too high.
Yeah.
Spending too much money on weed. Homie. Gotta
yeah.
break it a little bit.
These are 30 milligram peach rings. So I have to ask a question while I'm doing this.
Let's see what you got here. Who made these shit? Infusion.
It's hard to eat.
Man, I love these gummies. I like those little like gummy bear style gummies, the little small ones
Yeah,
that are
yeah,
10.
yeah.
So I did on my podcast, the Super Show, a year or so ago. I ate a whole bag of them on the episode because it was in my yard. It was in my backyard. So I was like, as soon as I'm done with this, I could fucking go pass out. I don't got to drive. Ate a whole fucking bag of them, dude. It was awesome. Such a good show.
I know this guy right here used to drive me crazy because there's something wrong with his guts. It does not accept the THC.
What?
So he can eat 1,000 milligrams of THC and it not affect him.
It's not even like trying to be cool or
Crazy.
anything.
Is that
like
true?
It sucks.
No.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's
That's
really
true?
shitty. Yeah.
I buy 1,500 milligram. No joke, 1,500 milligram Rice Krispie treats when I'm in LA for the bus drive back, and I mean
You
they
just
kick
don't
in.
absorb
But then,
edibles,
the other night I
he
gave.
does, but they don't hit him like
remember
they
those?
hit us.
Remember those pucks I got? Those
Yeah.
20 milligrams. I gave a 20 milligram puck to Jordan the other night. She thought she was on fucking mushrooms, dude. She was
Crazy.
tripping.
I ate some before I went and saw the Captain Marvel.
Oh,
And
yeah.
God damn it, dude! That thing is so
Perfect
bright
movie,
and
yeah.
colorful.
Oh, yeah.
Thor
Oh, I
Ragnarok, man. Thor Ragnarok
yeah.
would
That
be
was a
awesome.
funny
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Because it's so much,
Yeah.
you
So
know,
much
the,
color.
the Rainbow Bridge and
Right.
shit
I
like
need
that.
to take a mushroom cap and
Bifrost.
watch that. Hal Rock, I wanted to talk to you actually about. I was going to see if you can explain to Maclay and Oompa that your new book, The Art of the Meme Hack, that is coming out 4/20.
So,
So like where you can get it and what it's about.
okay, I only printed 50 copies of this.
Okay.
Because it's based on everybody else's memes that I found on the interwebs, which I don't own the rights to. So what the idea, so I'm not, it doesn't have an IRCSC whatever number on the back because it's not going, this is an art project more than it is a book that you can find on Amazon.
I'm glad that
get
you
what I'm
explained
saying?
that. That's awesome. That's fucking badass.
So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
limited. The first run that I'm doing.
There's nothing
is
better
limited
than
to
limited
50.
edition shit when there's, you know what I'm saying? So that's
That one isn't numbered yet, but I'm going to number them all 1 through 50, 2 through 50, 3 through 50. I'm going to sign them all.
Hell
That's
yeah.
amazing.
And so the idea behind it, when I was doing the Super Show, okay, I'm going to go back a little bit. When we was doing the Super Show, we was an arts and entertainment, segmentized arts and entertainment podcast. So we were talking about, we had segments that we would talk about arts and entertainment in Phoenix and shit going on. And I was like, I love movies. So I want to show the movie that's coming out this week. Our show was every Weedness Day. So there were movies coming out Thursday and Friday. So I was like, hey, this would be a great idea. We can show the preview to the movie that's about to come out. And like The Last Jedi was just coming out. And so I'm like, dope, let's do this.
I saw that.
or
I laughed my fucking ass off on that, dude. I know exactly what you're talking about, where you're going.
Exactly. And so that wasn't the problem. The problem that we had was, remember the Tupac movie that came out
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
year and a half ago or some shit like that? The first minute of it is just talk. But then at the 1 minute mark, it's all California. And as soon as that California hit, Facebook fucking dumped our
Oh,
feed because of
shit.
copyright infringement. And so I'm like, fuck, how am I going to show all these movies off? Because they all got songs in them and shit. So how do I show a movie preview without having these audios in it and shit? So I was like, what I'll do is I'll re-record my voice and my beats and everything me over these previews. So it was called the movie preview hack. And it was me hacking a movie preview and making it all about weed and shit. And so we did like 30. So there's like 30 movies from Valerian. There was a Planet of the Apes
I've
in
seen
there.
them. They're fucking golden.
And so that was my original meme hack kind of idea, but it was a movie preview hack. Then Super Show ended. We did 52, 53 episodes. I gave it a year. I was done with it. Then we started doing and then, you know, I'm just online all the time because I'm always on Facebook and shit. And I'm seeing all these memes and I'm like, this meme would be a lot funnier if my face was on it and it was all about weed. And so I just started doing that. And then, you know, 6 months, a year goes by and you all of a sudden you realize you got 50 of them that you've already done. So I'm like, I'm all about fucking shit up. I want to take an idea and I want to twist that motherfucker around as hard as I can into 180. So for example, movie preview hacks. We're going to take their movies, visuals, and I'm going to put my shit over it. So then it's all funny and about weed and about me.
Genius.
And then the memes, same thing. And my music, you know, I'm just taking hip hop and making it all about weed and me, you know?
Yeah.
And, oh shit, I'm all high. I forgot what I was doing. I'd be going with this shit. But okay, the point was that for the meme hack book, the idea is you take all these memes and you do that, and that's online, and that's great. And, you know, 150 people like it and love it and put little heart emojis and shit all over it. But let's take it a step further, yo. Let's take it out of the computer. What if your phone ain't working and you want to look at some memes, but you ain't got the 4G right now? You know, what are you going to do? You're going to grab this book because I've taken something that exists and belongs on the interwebs in the fake reality. And I brought it into the real shit with the book, yo. And so like I said, it's 50 something memes in full color. And then on one page, and then on the other side of the page, it'd be my description of why I think this need to be in the book. So it's like director's commentary on the memes and shit that I hacked and shit. And the cover, I don't know if you all noticed this, but the cover is actually the Donald Trump cover. The art of the
I
deal.
saw that.
First printing. So I took his first printing and I meme hacked that shit because fuck him, yo. If he's gonna shit all over everything, I'm gonna shit all over what he be doing, yo.
Are these 50 copies already had for, or do you? Or...
No, I have not sold one yet. I'm not moving them until 420, my show on 420. So that's the starting point of when you can get these, and you can only get them out of my hand, so I can sign them for you.
Very cool.
And
Make it
badass.
personal.
Make it.
Fucking A.
It's all about everybody, yo. It's all about me until somebody else walks in the room. Then it's all about them. That's my job as a musician.
That's fucking.
When I'm
I
at
love
the show,
that. That's a great fucking quote.
well, okay,
dude.
when you're
I'm
at a
quoting
show,
that.
when you're at a show, you've got to sell CDs or you ain't gonna make no weed money that night. So what I do is I do my show, and then once my show's over, I go talk to everyone and give them a couple of minutes interaction with me and just try to make them laugh and smile so I could get a little bit of weed money out of them so I could go buy some more weed. And
You got weed money out of me one night.
did I? That's
yeah, yeah.
awesome. What did you buy, homie? Do you remember?
No,
what
no,
you
I
bought?
was at one of your shows and I got a couple of pictures with you and fucking
that's
awesome
awesome,
shit,
yo.
so.
That's
This was a couple years ago.
So can we talk about one of the meme hacks in
Go
here?
right ahead, homie.
So
Because
this
you guys
is-
looked through it, right? You
Yeah,
was
we
looking through it a little
were
bit.
crying. So this is one of my favorite ones. So I'm gonna show this to the camera real quick, Don Rizze. So
What's the
here we
best
go.
camera? That one?
Can you see that?
Is that in frame?
Which one do that be, yo? I don't
All
even know
right.
which one we're
What
talking
page
about
is
yet.
that?
So this is my
Oh,
one.
it's funny. I got to talk about that. Remind me about the pages. Okay, realizing in 2020 it going to be 420 for an entire month, yo. That is based on a realizing in 2020 meme that the original image is that dude that be all
Yeah.
from Home Alone, but then I took his face out and put my face on it, so that's the meme hack about that shit. Yeah.
This is so funny.
That's a
man.
great realization.
And
of
then-
Oh
that.
my god!
And
I
yeah.
want a T-shirt of that. You got? No, that'd be funny.
You know, I can hook that up, homie. If
I'd
you-
rock that
yeah.
on the podcast, bro.
Oh, fuck yeah, we'll make that shit
Hell
happen.
yeah.
So there's
Maybe
an-
Keith, you can make a flat and have him sign it. and it'll
this
be
is
hung up.
the other.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to show one more. So this one's really good too.
Which one did that? Oh, that'd be the backpack one. Yeah, there's this giant backpack, homies, and it's when motherfuckers be all like, let's go hiking, yo. And then it's got me and my face on the me. And then this giant bag for all my weed that's been going on the hiking. And if you read the description over on this side, it's basically telling you that I fucking hate hiking because I live in the desert and it's all rattlesnakes and insects, yo. And why do I want to go someplace to smoke weed when I could just smoke weed right in my house? You know what I mean?
Say this again.
So...
Oh my god.
So yeah, and what's funny about this meme hacking thing, and what's really important to me, is when you look at hip hop, the beginnings of hip hop in the 70s and 80s, they took pre-recorded beats, they
Yep.
took shit off the mommy and daddy's records,
Yep.
and they put themselves over the top of that. And memes is the way we all communicating in the 2020s, yo. This is
It's funny
how
that
we
you say
commu-
that because I think in 100 years from now there'll be like a class where like the memes from 2012
Oh,
2016
absolutely.
Well, here's
and there'll
the
be like a
crazy thing.
class
There's going to
where,
be
like,
a show about it
Yeah.
on like
One of my-
VH1 or something.
I gotta get on that
One of
shit,
my
yo.
favorite memes is the one where the old guy showing the like a really like his grandson like the meme wars from 2014 to 2016. Like that shit's true. There's meme wars going on that fucking people don't even know about, and it's gonna be a class 100 years from now that like this generation was influenced by memes. You know what I mean?
Why are you so mean?
I like to say I put the me in me.
It's all about
The idea is, so once again, as a hip hop artist, I know that hip hop is rooted in taking something else from somebody and then
Making your
tweaking
own.
it and making it your own. So
Yeah.
that's why this meme hack book is so important to me, because this is like the next step of whatever hip hop's going to eventually be. This is what it's about. It's taking digital pictures and incorporating myself and making it about what I believe in, which is everybody should be smoking weed if they're over, if
That's
they're
actually
adults.
genius, man.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's just the next evolution. Because, all right, if I can run through my resume real quick. I
sure.
started, Hot Rock Superjoint came into existence November 5th, 2010. That's when we all voted. On November 4th, I think, we all voted to legalize weed for medical uses in Arizona. And the next day, the state was all like, whoa, hold up one second. We can't have this going on like this. And so I looked at my bass player homie. His name is Volcom. And I was like, dude, let's just start a band that just be all about weed. And I went and bought a drum machine, and I bought a looping pedal, one of those RC50 looping pedals. And we did 2 practices. We did 2 shows. And we recorded the first album like 3 months into saying we was going to do this idea. That was the first album. Then did the second album. Then did the third album. The third album had my movie Fakest, a hip opera mockumentary about the day in the life of me, which was like, you guys remember Beyonce had that Lemonade album. It was a video album, and it's a movie that be all the videos for her album that just came out. It's called Lemonade. So my movie, Fakest, is just like that, but it's less Beyonce and more weed. Then my fourth album, I be all like, everybody be fucking doing these mixtapes, yo. And I'm old, homies. I don't know the difference between an album and a mixtape, but everybody's all mixtape. So I put out Bitches Love Mixtapes. And it was me just trying to talk to people in between the songs. What the fuck is the difference between an album and a mixtape? And I had all these people call my phone and leave a message and tell me what the difference was. And then that was the in-betweens of all the songs. So I could try to understand it, because I throw my shit into shit I don't understand, yo. Then it was Chakra Khan, the guided meditation, did that. Then I was like, ooh, I want to get into this podcast thing. So we did the podcast for a year, Superjoint Super Show. Then I be getting into the cartoon things again. And my homie Ralph Michael Brecken, who runs Artorama in LA, he is an animation studio. We're producing these things called the Superjoint Super Tunes. And we've been doing these 1-minute episodes of Hot Rock and my dog Little Weed just doing their thing, you know?
I watched them.
Yeah, they're fun, huh? Yeah. And so we're supposedly, I don't know how it's going to happen, but we got one dropping on 420. I haven't seen it yet, but it's going to be pretty awesome. And and then I was like, this meme hack book is seriously, I've been doing the memes for, a year plus now, but it was so quick, dude. It was like 3 weeks ago. I was like, I should make a book about these motherfuckers and put that out on 420. And there's also on the second, like one of the last pages, there's a little QRC code that look like this, because I did this album called Flick You Bick with a song called Flick You Bick with the dude from Soundbox Studio. And so I needed a way to promote that single that we put out. So there's a little QRC code on there, and you could hit that with the QR reader on your phone, and it'll take you to a page that you could get a free download of a song with the book, basically. So yeah, it's Flicky Bick,
way.
and it's a lot of fun. So this is a way for me to release a song.
That's badass, man.
It's a way for me to capture all the memes that I be hacking into one place. And if people dig it, then I'll do another one because God damn it, dudes, I sent this off to the press like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and I've already done like 15 new memes since then. So I'm gonna have to do another fucking. I'll have to do a volume 2, exactly.
Volume 2.
Yep, just keep it running.
So yeah, so that's what I've been working on. You know, I'm just trying to be an artist, man, and try to say, ooh, this looks interesting. I want to see how I can do that.
One of the things that we like to cover on here is just local Phoenix crews and guys and whoever it is, but out of Phoenix. What do you think of Phoenix right now? What do you think of how it's changed in the last maybe 10 years, even 5 years it's changed?
Okay, well, I don't know if I'm originally from Europe. I don't know if you could tell by my accent. And shit,
No.
but I've been in Phoenix for a long time. Well, that's really because I want to hyphenate like all the other rappers do. So I'm a European American rapper, homies, because you know it's just that's
The way to do
the
it.
way it is. That's the way I am. So I've been in Phoenix for a long time, and I remember Phoenix back in the 90s, and the shit was crazy in the first Fridays. And, you know, fire breathers out on the street with bands and
Right.
shit like that. It was awesome. And,
Fire
you know, dude, I'll show you some fire breather shit. It was.
No, I know. We played the very first Friday. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know exactly.
That's why it's funny. that
Where
you
was
said-
you at?
What was that place called?
Canvas.
Canvas.
I was at Holgus.
Before
Holgus.
With one of the other bands before I was rocking a wig and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were at Canvas right there. on the
Canvas isn't
corner.
there
It's
anymore.
not there anymore, but it was right there on the
Dude,
corner. of
nothing's there
Roosevelt.
anymore, homies. That's the
all-
reality.
yeah,
It's
it's
Phoenix burns down, builds itself back up,
Yeah.
and burns itself down and builds itself back up, and that's where we're at. And I think that, you know, 5th Street 10, 15 years ago, 5th Street and Roosevelt was the fucking shit, yo. It was the happeningest spot, and now it's all
Modified.
fucking apartments and condos
Yeah.
and shit like that. And so I think Grand Avenue is where it's going to be at now. And so I'm
Yeah.
happy my homies Buds, they just opened up a second shop, Buds on Grand.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So now
wow,
they're
yeah.
on Grand Avenue as well. And I think that the downtown underground vibe of the shit is going to be down there on Grand. I'm a little, I get a little freaky in large crowds because I'm like 6'8" in heels and fro, you know, so I like stick the fuck out wherever I am. Plus I look awesome as fuck.
Fucking
So
amazing.
I have,
Right,
I have a little, I like being a musician because then I could be backstage and on stage and I don't have to be in the crowd because I'm also skinny as fuck, yo, and I get knocked around because when you sitting up like this and everybody else is down here, man, you get your shit thrown all left and right, you know? What was the question again? Oh, wait, what was it? The question was 10 to 15 years
Yeah.
ago. So, I mean, I'm excited to see the growth. I'm excited to see the money that's pouring in. I'm excited to see that it feels like it's becoming a safer environment because I guarantee you back in the 90s and the early 2000s, downtown Phoenix did not feel
Fuck no,
safe.
it was fucking
It was
ghetto.
fucked up. And though there have been bad shit that's been going on in the past few months downtown Phoenix, a couple of people have been shot that my homies know and things like that, and that's real sad. But that's just, you're going to find that when you got a large group of people in a small area. You know what I mean? All crushed in on top
we're
of
still
each other.
humans, you know. We're
Exactly.
still humans.
Exactly, yo.
It's not like there's everybody out there doesn't think straight. So you throw a bunch of people together, you're gonna have a couple of nut jobs.
And as far as like the music angle is concerned, back in the 90s, Tempe was the shit.
Yes.
Mill
Oh, yeah,
Avenue was the shit. You had the Gin Blossoms, you had the Refreshments. I mean, fucking, I go watch. If I watch King of the Hill right now, dude, that's the fucking Refreshments on
Yeah.
the lead
Yeah, the
song on
yeah.
that shit. So like back in the 90s, that was the shit. And I think that Phoenix could be experiencing that right now. I know that Oakley Dokley, which is a band that all
They were just on
dresses
The
up as
Simpsons.
Ned Flanders.
They were just on The Simpsons.
That band is only like 3 or 4 years old,
Yeah.
dude. And they just had their video played on the credit roll of a season 30 episode, whatever, of the fucking Simpsons. So
It's crazy.
they're making their reality happen.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make my reality happen. Legal weed for adults, yo. Let's go get
Yeah.
high. Let's be cool. And we all just got to create our reality. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what you guys are trying to do with your podcast. I think
yeah.
it's awesome, you know.
Appreciate that.
Amen. Yep. Thank you, man.
You brought up the music stuff. Can you, other than the band you just mentioned, is there any bands out there that you're really digging on right now that we should have people check out?
Okay, I've always got to hype my friend shit. So on the Super show, one of my homies that was in that was Papa Color, and Papa Color is in a band called L.E.L. and they're prog rock, very heavy, progressive rock, kind of 2 guitars, bass and drums. Lead singer is the drummer. They're fucking awesome. They're gonna have a new
Jason,
album.
right?
Jason Pritchard, yeah.
So real quick, Jason was in Grum.
Oh,
the drummer
badass.
for Grum.
Grum's
Wow.
bad
You
as
remember
fuck.
Grum, right?
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Grum used to play with my old band Brick, and we used to practice
Heavy
across
as
the hall.
fuck.
So we go way back with Jason, and is it John?
John Banks, yeah.
And John Banks is the
Grum's
guitar
from
player.
Phoenix?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But anyway, I know them. You guys know them. Amazing musicians. Really good band.
Yeah, it's a great band. And then also in my meme hack book, there's a 420 word forward, but 420 word. Get it? Get it? That's a weed reference. By Andy Warpigs, who's a meme rocker, trope rocker. And I always love what he be doing is fucking awesome. So check out Andy Warpigs. Check out L. Shit, I can't think of anybody else right now because it'd be all high and shit.
No, you good.
Come
bro.
check out Superjoint, man.
Yeah,
Fuck
definitely
right.
come check out Superjoint, yo.
And
I had a question for you. I sparked this blunt here that you or somebody rolled this. Sorry. Never mind. No,
I gotta up my potassium real quick.
no, you're good. No, I wish I had one of those. No, he's right. You don't want those ankle cramps at night. Thank you, homie.
Get you some,
Thank you,
homie.
thank you, bro.
all right.
The blunt or the banana?
I want the potassium.
That potassium here, homie. Have a little potassium
So-
yourself, yo. You want some, homie?
Thank you, man.
All right.
When
let's
you're
get some.
green
Look at
for
that.
when your green for Ed T-shirt with the logo of a
Oh, shit, I
cannabis
totally
leaf
forgot
over
about that,
Arizona
yo.
was shared by Carrie Lake from Fox 10. Did she ever contact you or apologize to you personally or
Fuck
anything?
no, she did not
That
contact
fucking
me.
cunt.
No, I'm not gonna
So
call
what'd
her
she
cunt,
do?
no.
What'd she do?
No.
Explain this,
So,
I'll rock to my friend. What
this is-
Carrie Lake did
call
to
her
you.
out.
Okay, this is the meme hack fucking idea before it was like figured out that that's what it was. The idea was, so in the state of Arizona, it was this thing called Red for Ed,
Yeah.
and the idea is that the teachers ain't getting paid enough, and there's too many students in each teacher's classroom, and we're really doing ourselves a disservice. And so, what's Ducey is all like, I'm not gonna give him a raise, and we're not giving teachers a raise.
Yeah,
and
he's
so
a
all
piece
these
of shit.
well, so all these people, they come out and they're like, look, we're going to start a movement, Red for Ed, and we want you to pay these teachers more. They're not giving you an idea of how we're going to do that. They're just
They're
saying,
fucking-
we want this to happen.
And they're fucking raising our kids. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, they should be paid.
Teachers should be making some motherfucking money, yo. I will give up some of my weed
Right.
money as a dope rapper to make sure that my kid has a good education and other kids have a good education, yo.
Fucking A.
So, Red for Ed movement is happening. Red for Ed movement's going on. It's starting to gain steam. People are showing up in Green for Ed.
Trying to have him find that T-shirt.
Yeah,
so I
and
can show the
it's
camera.
GREENFORED all slammed together, yo, with the hashtag in front of it. And so I was like, okay, so Red for Ed is great because they're saying we should pay these teachers more, but they ain't saying how to pay the teachers more. So I'm like, fuck it, I know how we could pay these teachers some more.
Fucking A.
Is
Like Colorado
we
is.
do
Never gonna
green.
believe this.
We do green for Ed, and we legalize
Right
adult use, and we put all that motherfucking money that is tax collected off that shit, and throw it at the teachers, yo.
Genius.
And so that was just my dude. I'm
amazing.
driving around.
This
I'm
is the
listening-
best story of all time. Hang on a second, because this is another question. Is it also true you came up with the logo at a stoplight and had it uploaded to the T-shirt site
Just
at the
about.
next stoplight?
So basically, what it was is I was like, I'm listening to the radio, and I'm like, they're talking Red for Ed, Red for Ed, Red for Ed, and I'm like, but nobody's giving a fucking how we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Where you gonna get the motherfucking money from, yo? Yes, they need to be paid. Where you gonna get this goddamn money from? And I'm like, fuck, I know. Let's legalize weed. And so I had the idea to stop a stoplight. I pulled over in the Circle K, bloop bloop bloop, on my phone, designed the logo. Got out, started driving. Went to the next stoplight. At the next stoplight, boom, uploaded it to a T-shirt company and sent the link out. So this was basically a meme that crosses over into reality because now it's not. If I just did a design, it doesn't mean shit. But as soon as that design is for sale, now it means something
Yeah.
to the money of the universe. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes.
So now it's a real thing. It's not just an idea on the internet. It's a real
It's in
It's a
motion.
real thing, right? So I uploaded it to the t-shirt company, and fuck, dude, I make like $2 a shirt. I made enough to buy a couple grams off this shit. It's not anything special, but somebody, I don't know if I should say his name, somebody passed it on to Carrie Lake, and she's like, that's what it's all about. See, that's what all these red people are about. They're just trying to legalize weed. That's the only reason they're doing it. Blah, 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 blah. And then so the New Times sits me up and they're like, what do you think about this? And I'm like, well, the reality is it wasn't a big fucking conglomerate scheme, Carrie Lake. It was just me at a stoplight while I be all high and shit, thinking of some funny shit, yo. But it's true. I mean, there's so much money to be made off of legal weed.
Fucking
and I mean,
A,
of course,
yeah.
I don't think that we need to be, I'm not trying to say tax everything, but I'm trying to say, look
Look what
this is the-
Colorado's done.
This is the way it works. This is a way we can make some money. It's not going to make all the money, but it's going to make a big chunk of the money. So if you're willing to turn down a big chunk, if you're willing to turn down $250, $300, $400 million a year that you could be given to teachers, if you're willing to not even bring that to the table, then you're not doing everything you need to be doing.
Well, you're an
Because
asshole.
Ducey is all like, well, we're trying to figure out everything we can. Obviously, you fucking ain't, because weed ain't legal and we ain't taxing it and using that money to pay to the teachers, yo. So, no, you're not.
Yeah. Yeah, sad thing about it is, and it's the root of it, and it's amazing that your shirt and that idea has brought that out, because in all honesty, the bad guys in this one are really bad guys. They're the Dr. Evils that are sitting back there going, well, if we don't legalize marijuana, we'll make more money selling chemo drugs. If we don't
We'll make more
legalize
money locking people up.
We'll
Yeah.
make
Right.
more
No,
money doing
seriously,
this.
it's
And they're
ridiculous.
sitting back there going,
That's why
and
they
that
haven't
includes
legalized it
people
yet.
like fucking Carrie Lake. I bet you she's got
Yes.
skin in the game somewhere,
Oh,
right?
yeah. I hate her face.
It's funny to say skin in the game, because if you look at like Mitch McConnell and all these other people that are in the legislature or just got out of being in the Senate and the legislature, they're all getting into weed.
Fucking
yo.
A.
They're
Lawyers
all
and
throwing their money
yep,
towards weed,
attorneys,
because
yep.
this is the next boom. The next boom is legal marijuana. Because
So they can make money off of it, but they can't push it.
well, remember, I don't know if you heard it, but who's the dude that just died of brain cancer? The Arizona McCain. His daughter is saying, "Damn, it would have been great if my dad could have used marijuana to help him with his chemo radiation
fucking
treatments."
could've. What a
And he
bunch of
could've.
idiots.
But you know what? He didn't fucking make it legal. Fucking
exactly.
Obama didn't fucking make it legal. Trump says that he's all about, he's like, oh, we'll leave it to the states. But then he keeps getting fucking prohibitionist in the AG seat. So he's not serious about it until they've got all that, they, meaning the big,
Monsanto's, yeah.
when
Big
all the
pharma.
money people have it all figured out and locked in that they're the ones that's going to make all the money, then it's going to be legal. And it's kind of sad, but
It's life.
I just want to be able to get high and not be freaking out that the cops is right there trying to bust me for getting high.
But
So
would you smoke Monsanto weed?
I would prefer not to, yo, because like, I mean, let's face it, this is damn near Monsanto weed. In reality, this is a company that's got acres and acres, and they're running it, through a bunch of machines, and who knows what they're doing to it, and who knows what they're putting into it. I don't know, but I'll smoke any kind of weed.
Hell yeah. Right on.
Thanks for bringing up the Green for Ed. I had totally forgotten about that shit. God damn, I'm awesome, man.
No,
I
you're
come up
good,
with
man.
some great ideas.
That's fucking a great idea.
I couldn't wait for ask that question, because I thought when I saw that T-shirt and that story and everything, I thought it was fucking genius.
And
man.
I mean,
As
Carrie
a matter
Lake,
of
no
fact-
harm, yo.
No,
I
I
don't
know.
want any
No, you're right. I
negatives
know.
going at
I'm
her.
acting like she's a cunt, but I'm just playing. But like that, her bringing attention actually, I think made it even better in a sense, because
Exactly.
it helped you out.
It
more.
created-
It created a light on
Buzz.
everything instead of what she was trying to do.
Shedded
It's
a
just
whole
for
new-
weed. No. Actually, not. Like, it's not just a bunch of people just trying to get high. There's actually
best
some
thing that
crazy benefits to it.
The best thing that I can say for people like that.
She needs to fucking get high.
Dude,
Yes.
I'll roll her a doob if she want
Yeah.
one.
I
Yeah.
was hoping at least you got a motorboat out of it, but
Carrie Lake, come on the show, please.
God, that would be great.
with Hot Rock.
Yeah. I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, let's debate.
Oh God, that would be great. God, that would be great.
That'd be funny.
That's terrible.
You was gonna ask me something, homie? Where was you at?
That could be a
no,
new
I
meme
was
in the
gonna,
next
I was
volume.
gonna say, if I don't know if you've had a chance to see any of our shows or anything, or
I ain't, homie.
I
and
know
I'm really
you're
sorry. I
no,
apologize.
dude. I understand with who you are and everything, man. But if you ever get a chance, check it out. We have a show with my little brother who this stuff right here saved his life. And
That's awesome.
Yeah. So just real quick, he got osteosarcoma, which is bone cancer, and it wasn't looking good. And they had him on like weeks and weeks of chemo, and he was half dead. And basically, we had somebody come to us and say, "Let me help," and it was this stuff right here.
Was he smoking weed? Was he using the RSO? What was it?
So our homie Christian Toting, I think that's how you say his last name, right?
Yeah.
So our homie, his name is
He's known as Soggy.
Yeah, his name is Soggy. He goes by Soggy here in the valley, and unfortunately he passed away. But he did help a lot of people, and what he did is he would make it into concentrate, into the oils, and he would do the 100, 200 milligram capsules and stuff like that. And he came to me and my brother and said, "Hey, just let me help. I'll give you enough for 800 milligrams a day, and anytime you run out, I'll just keep it coming to you."
That's awesome.
And the doctor, literally, the surgeon, one of the oncologists, had to shut the door, kick all the nurses out, and say to us, "Your son is alive today because of medical marijuana."
Yeah, but he's not allowed to say that, and that's just a shame that somebody who knows and sees it
And that's what I'm getting
is
at. Yeah.
is not legally allowed to tell you, "Hey, this saved his ass." You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Congratulations to him, man. That's
Yeah,
so
it is.
awesome
It's very
for your
cool,
family.
man. It's very cool. But that's the type of thing that I wish people like Carrie Lake or anybody out there who has never been affected by it, I would love to have them. This sounds out of line.
The kids with seizures, homie. You watch these pictures of kids having epileptic seizures, and they go and squeeze a little fucking shit in their mouth, and in under 2 minutes they're like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And people that are having the Parkinson's and the shakes and shit like that, and they smoke a little bit, and then boom, it's gone.
People moved to Colorado for
How
that shit.
evil do you have to be to look at something like that and say this should still be illegal? What these people are doing is wrong. This kid is having fucking violently aggressive epileptic seizures, and as soon as we give him this, it stops. And you want to make sure that that is not there for that kid because somebody could get high.
Honestly,
off
man,
of
it's
it.
like I said
It's so
earlier,
bad.
because there's that older generation from the reefer madness that's just locked into that ignorant thinking. And I know people like this, and honestly, there's nothing you can do that'll ever change their mind.
No,
and
it's the way it
honestly,
is, yeah.
nothing's gonna be until they, like you were saying earlier, until they fucking die.
Right.
You know what I mean? So kill your fucking grandparents.
Well, also, I mean, another point is that it was our drug laws that shaped all the drug laws of the entire earth and shit, yo.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at these other countries that have these draconian weed laws, it's because if they didn't do that, we wouldn't give them money. It was we made them do the drug laws that we wanted them to be like ours and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's trippy fucking
I saw,
bullshit.
when you're on Facebook
Yeah, I
and you
know
see
that.
those like, I don't know, they're not necessarily memes, but it'll be like an actor with a quote, but he never said that quote.
Yeah.
I saw one of those as Woody Harrelson, and it was a quote I'm sure he never said, but it was something like, if weed was legalized through the entire 1900s or whatever, we'd have a lot more hungry, happy fathers than drunk and angry fathers, and that's true actually if you think about it. You know what I mean? If
I would believe that.
through the 50s and 60s, and those motherfuckers, they would come home. They couldn't go home and smoke a joint. You know what I mean? They probably didn't even know what a joint was, but they had access to alcohol, so they get shit faced, beat the fuck out of their families and shit. That was just like standard procedure back then. But if weed was around back then, our lives would be different.
I totally agree, yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
those kind of fathers would be able to own a gun. The fathers that we're talking about that would smoke wouldn't be able to own a gun.
Well,
That's so crazy.
That's
Well,
That's
that's
the
another
laws now, but yeah.
That's a whole nother thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Crazy.
it's really fucked up. And I hope that they figure that out because I think that people should be able to own guns if they want to own guns.
Right.
And the fact that if they have like a medical marijuana card, then they're not allowed to own a gun, and that's kind of
sticky.
That's a sticky, icky situation, and it's because we think that weed is, like you said, reefer madness. It's gonna make you all the black and brown men go have sex with the white women,
Jump out of a window.
jump out of a window, and drive them crazy and killing each other. And we all know that's not real. Yo, nobody's ever died of a weed overdose. Yo, so yeah.
Yeah, word.
So another thing I want to ask real quick is, are we ever going to be able to get one of those limited edition candles?
Oh shit, we even forgot about the candles too, yo.
What?
So, yes,
It's in
as
the
a matter
book.
Oh,
as a matter of fact, if you've got if you're down at the Bud's Glass Joint on 420, I'm going to have some of those too. What it is it's a devotional candle.
We need it
So
for
a couple years ago, I realized that I want to be the patron saint of weed. Well, number one, you can't be a patron saint until you're dead. So I'm not trying to be the patron saint of weed right now, but I'm trying to prep the earth for when I do be dead, that I can be the patron saint of weed. And the way you be a patron saint, I did all the research, and the way you be a patron saint is you have a devotional candle made for you, yo. So I drew. I don't know if you guys ever see
Yeah,
the picture
yeah,
of
yeah.
Jesus that he's showing you his heart, and he's holding two fingers up, and the two fingers look like he be holding a doobie, yo. And so I
we
drew
have that on our PlayStation actually. That sticker of that.
I drew a picture of me holding my chest open with a weed leaf, and then we holding up a joint like that, and it says "Patron Saint San Hot Rock de Super Joint" because you got to do it in Spanish because devotional candles be like Roman and Spanish and that kind of shit.
yeah.
So it's San Hot Rock de Super Joint, Patron Saint of Weed, and on the back there's a little prayer for when you be out of weed and shit. It's all Hail Mary, weed in my face. I can't remember what it was, but Hail Mary Jane, fill my face. May the joint be with me. So it's got a little prayer on the back of it, and so you light the candle and you pray the prayer, and then weed happens. And so if you be out of weed, you light that shit, and then boom, weed's gonna happen for you. And my homies have told me that have bought this candle. Oh my God, I lit the candle last night, and then I went to the dispensary, and they was having a half off sale. And so I said that the Super Joint hooked me up with a half off the weed, yo, or penny grams, and, or like my dude came over and he gave me double what he normally gave me, and I said that's because of the candle. So yeah, there are candles out there that are like devotional candles, and it's just another thing, yo. You find the interweb company that'll make the stickers, and you get high and you stick the stickers to the candles while you be getting high and shit and watching TV, yo. Like these lighters. These lighters are going to be out too. So,
shit.
you go buy a bunch of Bic lighters, and then you buy a bunch of stickers that are made to fit the Bic lighters, and then while you be getting high and shit, you make lighters.
Yeah, and somebody's going to end up stealing it, and they're not just stealing it; they're
But it's got that QR code, so you could get the Flicky Bic song off of it. So it's just a way to promote, and we'll sell them for a couple bucks because they cost me a couple bucks to make, and I want to buy some weed. So,
Hell yeah.
Genius.
that is,
really
that
genius.
is.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Always promoting.
so yeah, the candles I sold out of. I did 150 of them, and those motherfuckers sold out. And so I did do a second run. So the idea was when I did the stickers, I did 250 stickers, so I could make 250 candles out of these motherfuckers. And then Baby K and I, we went and we bought 100 candles and made those up. And now we're on the second batch of 100 candles that we bought. So yeah, those things move cool. They're a lot of fun. And
Yeah, we got to get one for
Yeah,
the
we
studio.
absolutely.
here for the studio.
420 Bud's Glass Joint. I'm going to have them on me. I'm
And
going to
we'll
have
be there. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna have my CDs, my DVDs, my candles, my book. Damn, I'm just getting so much awesome shit to sell.
Fuck yeah. We'll have this episode drop on 422. So.
It's gonna be so awesome. Yeah.
So can we talk about some of your hip hop and rapping in a little bit? Some of your albums and
Yeah,
you
if
have
you
any
wanna-
shows coming up?
So
or?
the only show that I can remember off the top of my head is 420 Bud's
Okay.
Glass Joint, yo. And I know that there's other stuff coming up. I know in September there's this thing called the Pheno Cup that is in Massachusetts, and MTG Seeds. What they're doing is so on Monday I've got to be on a radio show in this Massachusetts radio station called In the Weeds. In the Weeds is Prohibition Radio. They just talk about weed. They're like an NPR affiliate or some shit like that.
Badass.
So they're right on before Democracy Now! You know what I mean? And they're going to have me on, and they are doing this Pheno. I can't say the word. It's like Pheno Cup or Phenome Cup or something like that. And basically, the idea is like we all familiar with the idea of like a cup where like everybody puts in their weed and somebody wins the best this and the best that and the best this. So what these guys is doing is everybody starts with the same 5 seeds. and they're going to judge the growers on their ability to what they can do with these 5
Wow.
seeds.
That's bad as
That's
fuck.
smart.
So everybody starts on the same playing field, because the other cups that we're talking about, everybody's got seeds from who knows where. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, if I had better seeds than you and I could afford better seeds than you, my shit's going to probably be better. You know, not always the case.
Yeah.
It is an art. Growers do something to this shit. You know what I'm saying? So what they're doing, and that's going to be in September, and I'm going to be like one of the hosts of that motherfucking event. So that's going to be awesome. That's in September. It's going to be on a campgrounds. Weed's legal there for recreationals, so it's going to be a fucking good time.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, they're giving. So the idea is all the people get these same 5 seeds from the same, you know, company, the same strains, and then whoever wins the cup gets to name their strain that is now available for people to get off these seeds. And
That's
shit.
such a genius
And I'm just
idea.
hoping that I'm going to be able to like name some shit. This is Hot Rock Super Joint weed. I want some Hot Rock Super Joint labeled
yeah.
weed someday.
You'll
yo.
get your own strain one day for
It'll
sure,
happen,
dude.
homies.
For-
Yeah,
oh,
I
think
yeah.
so,
No
yeah.
doubt. I have
I
no
really
doubt
want
about
that when it's fully.
Would it be a sativa or indica? Or hybrid? Or what would you want?
I would want
What
3
kind
different
of flowers
I
do
would-
you like? Hot
Okay,
Rock?
dude, it's sativas in the day, it's indicas at night, and it's, you know, the hybrids when you just got to hybrids, yo. So at night, I'm smoking a lot of indica because I'm trying to knock my shit out so I can start up the next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because my mind just keeps going and keeps going. And I got to just get as high as fuck until I just can't think anymore. And then I can pass out to get up and take Little Rock to school. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And then, you know, sativas during the day. If you got shit to do, go with the sativas. Hybrids. I like. Everybody be asking me, what's your favorite strain? What's your favorite strain? And what my favorite strain it be is what I be smoking on right then. And it changes all the times, because what's the point of thinking Alaskan Thunderfuck is the best one when I can never get it?
I fucking
that,
love.
yo.
You know what? That is a fucking great thing to say right now, because I want to ask, what the fuck happened to Alaskan Thunderfuck? I haven't seen that shit available in years.
I have seen
Yeah,
ATF.
it's still around.
It's
Yep,
now
ATF.
called ATF.
Well, yeah, ATF, same
Right.
fucking
It's
thing, but
still
I haven't
around.
seen it in forever.
That's when we used to chip in $5 each to get a gram in high school.
the
of
most
it.
beautiful, best smelling
so
weed
good.
on the
And well,
fucking
I mean, if we're
planet.
going back to the 90s, it's like
G13.
it's that.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking White Widow.
Government
White
You
Widow,
know,
yeah.
oh my God, dude! All
But
those
that
old schools.
ATF, man, was so fucking. That was before purple. You remember?
You could put
and
on a
that
wall
was
and
the
just
best
stick.
looking weed before the purple.
I
So
do
the
remember.
purple stuff started showing
Oh my
up.
god, you got ATF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember it
That
was
shit
so
smelled
precious.
so good, dude. Fuck yeah, it was like the yeah, it was like the ring, man. Fuck, I
Shit's
can't
so
believe
good.
you brought that up. That's fucking great.
What do you think of the strain names now? Like how many there are, and is it?
Well,
do,
that's
do you have a
because-
hard time keeping up, or
When I go to the dispensary right now, what I do is first thing I ask is what's on sale, yo, because I want to get. I only spend my money on weed, and I'm just trying to make that shit stretch, yo. So what you got on sale? And they'll point out we got these 5 fucking strains, and I'm like, okay, which one is the indica? Which one's the hybrid? Okay, now I know that. And then the way I do it is I go through and I smell it, and I'm allowing my nose to interpret the terps and shit to understand what's going to work with
Yeah,
me.
no, yeah.
Because, like, for example, Gorilla Glue is an awesome fucking strain. And I've smoked it, and it's fucking awesome. But you know what? It hits my nose wrong, yo. And it's just not right for me.
Yeah.
It's just something about it. I'm like, ooh, I'm not sure what it is, but that's not it, you know? And then, ooh, that one, okay, that one. Give me some of that. And, okay, no, we'll put that. That's maybe a step 3. Let me see. Give me something else. Okay, yeah, that's it. And so that's the way I buy my weed when I go to the dispensary is I say, what's on sale? Smell them all. Whichever one tingles my nose just right, that's the one I'm buying. So I don't really, you know, and I do say, you know, I'm going to need some indicas. I'm going to need some hybrids. I'm going to need some sativas. So I get, you know, we figure it all out and they're all on the shelf. And I'm like, okay, smell. Okay, I'm going to get that indica. I'm getting that sativa and I'm getting that hybrid. That's what I'm going with today. And that's why I don't give a fuck what the name is. I mean, I can tell
Yeah,
you.
me neither.
I was telling somebody on another podcast, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. I saw on Herb Magazine or Vice Magazine or, you know, one of those little videos, the 2-minute videos, that there's stuff called Pinkman Goo. And there were 3 seeds found in an Altoids tin behind a wall in Humboldt County. And it's called Pinkman Goo. And the guy found these seeds in his wall that he was demoing. And they grew this shit. And the shit is so fucking crazy because you just do this. You just take the bud and you go, quack, and it squeezes out fucking resin like that easy normally. And it's a pink resin. And so that's why it's called Pinkman Goo. And I haven't tried this shit, but I want to try this shit because
You know
it's-
this guy?
No, I just
Oh.
all I'm saying is I've seen this weed and I haven't had this weed yet. And if you asking me, yo, Hot Rock, what kind of weed you want to smoke? I want to try
Pinkman's
Pinkman
Goo.
Goo. Pinkman Goo, because it's crazy. Because there's be like, you all know how you guys all dab, so you know that there's multiple ways of getting the dab out of the nug, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I believe that it is better for us to use heat and press than it is for us to
Cold.
use the BHO.
Okay, I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
I know that I don't want to smoke butane. I mean, I already do when I do
Yeah,
that, but
You
I
want
don't
to try
want
to
my
make it
reef
as little
run
as
through
possible.
butane.
Tyler talked about that. We had a cannabis expert on who talked about that.
So that was the first one that everybody
sure.
was doing at the start was the butane extraction, where you put a whole bunch of weed in a pipe and then you
Yeah.
blast some butane through it, and then you got to wait for all the butane to bubble off. And is that butane really bubbling all off? We don't know, yo. And then there's another way to do it that's a press, where you're literally
Cold
just
press,
squeezing the fucking nug as hard as you can, and all the shit's dripping out. And
Yep.
then there's the hair thing where you can take a curling iron and squeeze it with the curling iron, and that'll release all the dabs as well.
Wow.
So it's like a heat
Yeah,
press.
yeah.
So there's a heat press, there's a cold press. There's the one where they put all the nugs in a canvas and then they put it
Shake
in like
it.
cold.
Yeah,
They
it's-
put it in the dry
yeah, that's
ice.
for the keef and stuff. Yeah.
And that captures all the cold
Yeah.
shit. So there's all these ways of doing it. I think that it's gotta be.
Fuck,
I don't
I
know,
agree
but
with
it's
you.
gotta
No, I
be
agree
better
with
for
you.
the body to not be blasting butane through the shit.
Well, I think that you kind of talked about it earlier. Is that we're slowly learning stuff now that we're able to do it legally. I mean,
Right.
legally as medically legally.
Right.
And so we're learning all this new stuff. And one of the things that was so amazing that blew me away about Tyler, we had this guy named Tyler Bird on, who is a local cannabis expert. And he told us about CBNs. Have you ever heard about CBNs?
CBD, CBDA, CBDN, CBD. I mean, there's so many fucking little numbers and letters that go along with the weed. I can barely keep up.
But
But
it's
there's
fucking
THC,
amazing, yeah.
THCA, THCC, depending on if it's carbolized or not. I don't even know how to use the word right. But if it's heated or it's not
Yep,
heated,
yep.
then it's this and this,
Yep.
and CBDA, CBDB, CDBN, and blah, 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 blah. I've seen the graphics, and I'm all high and shit, so I ain't really paying attention. But there's tons of shit, and we are slowly learning what each of
Yes.
these things that has been illegal
Unlocking
for 80
locks.
years. Exactly, homie. Do you guys got something I can wipe this up so I don't get wet?
It should be good for now, dog.
I'm afraid I might put my book in and put my joint
yeah,
through it.
yeah.
Here, I got it, homies. I gotta watch this.
Oh shit! Thank you. Sorry.
My Slurpee was sweating on the table, yo.
No, you're good.
God, what was I just gonna say? Fuck.
Happens, homie. Happens when you're around Hot Rock Super
I
Joint.
know. Fuck.
Do you have
aura.
any dispensaries that you'd feel free to open to talk about that go to dispensaries that you like? I'm always looking for a new dispensary, but if not, I understand. But
I got no problems with that. So I personally,
I always like to find out, who goes where, because I'm always trying to find the best deal myself. So
There's one dispensary that's close to my house that got talked to. I'm not going to name their names, but they did get a lot of talk about there being mold in their grow room. And I remember the time that I did go there, I was constantly sneezy when I was
it's
smoking
not.
their weed.
I'm not. You know what to say, but it's not this one because I'm about to dab from this.
I don't think that's it, dude.
Okay.
That's not it. You'll hear that kind of horror story, and as soon as I hear that shit, even if it's true or not true,
You don't go.
I'm not gonna go. But I do go to Urban Greenhouse Dispensary on Indian School and 43rd Avenue.
That's where I
because
get my RSO. They're badass.
It's kind of close to my house. I've never had more than a 5-minute wait when I go in that shit. I'm in and out the way I want to. I'm able to look and smell all the bud. Every bud that I've picked up from there looks and smells like the buds I looked and smelled at. You
Yep.
know, they've got a selection. It's a nice looking place. It's in a crappy neighborhood, but they got the people standing around
Yeah,
making
yeah,
sure
yeah.
that you make it back to your car with all your weed and shit like that. And I just use them because A, they're open till 10, B, they're close to my house, and C, I'm in and out of there quick as fuck. And I would love to work with them. And I even went and talked and be all like, yo, I want to work with you. And they never call me back. It might be because I use the words motherfucker too much. but I don't know. So yeah, that's the place I do. I've done True Med. That place is awesome. The one downtown on Central and Thomas is great. I haven't really had any negative experience, save that one negative experience I was talking about with any dispensary that I've gone to. But me personally, I go to Urban Greenhouse just because, like I said, close, quick, fucking clean.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I go to Urban Greenhouse. I go. Everyone kind of goes to like 2 to maybe 3 different ones.
Yeah,
but,
because
like,
you want to check
But
shit
yeah,
out.
yeah, Urban is definitely legit.
And it's funny too because you was asking me about all the names and shit, Well, a lot of these dispensaries are growing the stuff that they're selling, so you're not going to get this name anywhere else than that dispensary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they might even change the name if it goes to a different dispensary. Like let's say this dispensary has this grow op and this dispensary don't have a grow op, but they get their dispensary from here. So
that,
we're going to we're going to change the name of it for our branding. And that's why I don't really pay close attention to the names, because there's too many fucking names, yo. And,
yeah.
and seriously, your weed's going to change between a couple of growth cycles, right?
Yep.
But if you buy ATF here at this date, that's going to be a different ATF in 2 years.
Yep.
Because of the way it grows, because we had a cold winter or what the fuck
Well, you
ever.
can only grow so many times, and before you have to appropriate the nutrients into
There
the
you go.
ground. So, one thing I do want to shout out. I want to shout out to the Humboldt Cure up in Humboldt County, friends of the podcast and friends of the family. A great operation up there in Northern California, the Humboldt Cure. Straight out of Murder Mountain, fucking killer group up there. The thing that I remember that I wanted to say was, I think that certain fucking weed connoisseurs, their best time of the day is when they go to the weed shop and they get to pick all the different.
fuck
weed.
yeah. That place, I tell everyone, that place is a happier place than Disneyland.
Yes.
Because when you go to a dispensary, bro, everyone's like this.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to like that one up in Vegas, the super duper expensive
no,
one?
I've seen a
No,
video
no.
of it, but
It's
Where
expensive.
you could get $1,000 fucking Kennegar, like I don't know if it's $1,000
Yeah,
bucks.
yeah.
It's probably like $300, but it's got 5 different types. It's got keef, it's got oil, it's got dabs, it's got weed, all wrapped in a weed leaf, and the motherfucker's this long, and so it's that fucking big around. And it's a goddamn giant Kennegar that's going to get everybody high. Everybody high. I want to try one of those one day where I want to have like a show, and I'll just be on stage and
fucking spark that motherfucker.
get that
Hell yeah.
beat going, and then just light that motherfucker up, take 2 hits, and just pass that shit to the left, yo. That's what I want to
Or
have.
keep
happen.
it Percy.
Well, I would love to be that dude that'd be. I like that old guy in the military.
Yeah, yeah,
That's always
yeah.
chewing
Yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
the weed.
But it's
Like,
that.
Yeah, but it's weed instead of
Yeah.
a cigar, yo.
Hell
That's
yeah.
that's Todd's favorite time of the day up there in Seattle, man. He gets to go to those fucking all those places up there, and he's got little nugs waiting for him, different types of strains, and they all taste different. And weed connoisseurs are pretty cool.
Well, it's like,
My sense of taste is obviously not the best, because look at me and listen to what I'm into. But so yeah, I don't consider myself a connoisseur on the shit. I just love
To get
it.
high,
I love
yeah.
smoking it. I love
Fucking A.
the camaraderie that happens when you be smoking it with people.
That's a fucking great point.
This is a
Yes.
great way to change your relationship with people
Yeah.
in a good way.
Yeah.
I've been angry with people who've been angry with me, and we're like, hold on, before we get too deep in this shit, let's smoke a joint
Yeah.
and just talk. And by the end of that joint, I got a new best homie, yo.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing, yo.
oh yeah. I'm gonna
You
finish
dabbing
off
it
this
up?
Boggs one with I'm pretty fucking high. But this is the last dab, so I'm gonna dab it up here.
Good way to end the show.
Yeah, we still have 5 minutes left, so I just wanted to see talk about some more shit you got coming up. I know you talked about most of your hip. I want to talk more about your hip hop shit. Some of your albums where you can get your music, things like
Okay,
that.
so all my shits, I've got like, if you go on iTunes Super Joint, there's like 60 tracks up there, and that includes the guided medication, and it's a couple of singles that I've done. I've got a Bandcamp that, there are a couple things that I can't sell because they're like straight up ripping people's shit off and making my version
Yeah,
of it
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. So there's a couple of those things out there. YouTube, I don't have the Super Joint name on YouTube. Somebody got that before I got it somehow. So I don't have that. But if you go to 56th Street Records, 56th Street Records on YouTube, that's where you're going to find all my shit and all the shit that I've been doing over the past fucking since 2000 with other people and like people I help make music videos for or help them produce their albums or any of that kind of shit. You know what I mean? And as far as like hip hop's fucking awesome, yo. And it is the music of now for the world.
Yeah, no doubt.
How rock was in the fucking 80s and how disco was in the 70s and how, hip hop is the number one music
Yeah.
of the world. If you look at Spotify and Google and
Everything.
iTunes and all that shit,
Everything. It's hip-hop.
so, I'm glad I got into it, and I've been listening to hip hop since fucking the Beastie Boys and 2 Live Crew and NWA and Eazy-E and all that shit.
Yeah.
So I've always loved it. This was just my great opportunity to really throw myself into the genre. I'm not a culture dude because first part of culture is a cult, and I'm a free thinker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't say that I am the culture, but I do like the idea behind it, which is working with what you got and saying what you need to say. And that's what I've been doing since day one with Superjoint. It's what I did. It's what I always do. But as far as live, what I do is I use 2 iPads and a microphone because I've had a DJ and I realized that I could just be pushing start on the iPad,
fucking A.
and then that's more weed money for me. You know?
Yeah.
So, and Papa Color does guitar lines for me, but they're usually recorded and shit. And so I rock 2 iPads and a microphone. My microphone goes into the iPad, and through the iPad it goes into Amplitude, which is an app that's like a foot pedal switch for your guitar. And that goes into Loopy HD, and Loopy HD is a looping pedal that has 12 tracks that you can loop and build loops with. And then that all goes through Ohm, and then I use Thumb Jam if I want like a real bass guitar sound or a real drum sound or something like that. And so what I do live is I kick a fat beat and loop that shit. And then I'll with an octave pedal, and so it's all whoa, and I'll have that loop going on, some little horns, that kind of thing, and build up this loop, and then just tell everybody how much I love weed over the top of that loop.
Fucking easy for you.
Or I've got a DJ app that has all my pre-programmed beats off the albums in case, that's what I want to be doing without my vocals. Because if you're a rapper and you're rapping over your straight CD, like what's
it's
out,
cheesy.
it's bad because when you are not going to match up exactly with what you did in the studio and all the effects and all the tricks they did in the studio. And now I've got 2 voices trying to tell me something that's confusing as fuck.
Fucking ass.
So my pre-recorded beats will have like maybe a hook in if it's like, weed, motherfucker, weed. So I can rap over that shit,
Dude, I'm so glad you're saying that because Oompa was a sound guy for the Joe's Grotto for years. Well, he's been a sound guy. I don't know if you know that, for 15 plus years. He did the Mason Jar. Yeah, I'm sure.
I remember the Mason Jar.
Yeah, he was the sound guy there for what, 10 years, right?
At least.
Anyway, what the fuck were we just talking about? I'm high.
We were talking about rappers rapping over their own vocals.
Yeah. And they would have hip hop night there, and I would like assist him on sound and shit, hanging out with him and stuff, or whatever. And I thought mixing hip hop would be easier because you wouldn't have to mic all the instruments and all this and stuff.
It's the
it
DJ.
was fucking worse because they would give you their CD, but then not only was there like 30 tracks of them on the CD, they'd bring like 10 of their buddies up, and then they were like, "Whoa!" I just remember like hip hop night was actually some of the most stressful stuff. To
I don't
mix.
want to. I'm not trying.
So
to,
I'm glad that's smart how you're doing that with the beats, just having the hooks and those kinds of things.
I've
and doing
been in
everything
other
else.
bands before this, and so when I be seeing hip hop acts, I realized that this was not a smart thing to be doing.
That's so good. Dude.
And I'm not, homies. If that's the way you do it, I'm not trying to shit on you, people that be listening.
I am. I'm totally shitting on you. Yeah, you
What
fucking
I'm-
gotta quit that
what
shit.
I'm trying
it's a
to
sound
tell you-
guy's nightmare. Fuck off.
Yeah, what I'm trying to tell you is that there is a better way. And so what you do is when you are recording your track, homie, in the studio, what you're going to do is the track sounds fucking perfect, right? Track sounds perfect. Burn us a copy of that. Great. Okay, homie, here's a joint. Here's an extra $10. Real quick, I need you to mute my lead vocals. Click, click, click. Mute my lead vocals on this track, and now give me a track of that. And that is my track that I'm going to use live.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do, homies. And maybe people don't know this, and that's why I'm telling the people that be listening right now.
That's so easy though to burn or to.
But you got to
mix
think
those
ahead. You got to think ahead. And that's the time to do it. When all the compressions be doing right and all the EQs be set and everything is fucking perfect. Just delete, delete, delete. Just mute, mute, mute the one lead vocal track. And as soon as you do that, if you've got those little, yeah, in the background, weed, motherfucker, weed. If you got that in the back, that's okay because it's not you going, I love the marijuana and like, doing your raps. So that's my suggestion to all you rappers that be starting out right now. Take that extra 10 minutes and make one more copy and call that copy your live mix version.
Instrumental,
homies.
What do you think about that? That's good advice, right? I think it's the best advice ever.
Well, I've given
As a
that
sound guy.
advice for years. For years, I've given that advice, and some people
You
get
just
it.
need to. We got to
You-
keep saying
yeah,
it until they all hear it.
Right. Some
And-
people get it.
That could be a movement.
I'm trying, homie. I've been telling motherfuckers, hey, quit rapping over your fucking studio vocal tracks, yo, for years now because it's just hard to listen to.
You guys have a lot in common.
No, I mean I totally agree, and I mean no disrespect.
Yeah,
but
we got like 3 minutes, we're good.
when they would be on stage and they give me one CD and it's got already 4 dubbed vocal tracks just from the main artist, and the vocals would be 10 dB higher than the music. So
Yep.
he's yelling at me to turn up the vocal. And so I'm like,
I can't, homie.
you can't.
Yeah.
All you would hear is vocal, and that's all you're hearing right now.
Right.
And
And then he has 10 buddies up there too.
it just creates a whole lot of
The 10 buddies things doesn't really upset me that much because it's easy for the sound man to just mute or turn down 5 of the 10 buddies.
Yes.
Or when they're acting. Yeah, that's
It
true.
just
That's
creates a
very
lot of
And it is,
frequency
and that's just
traffic.
part of the show. It's having
No, you're
watching a
right.
gang of people on stage, which you're rarely going to see with me because I don't want anybody on stage with me because I got thousands of dollars worth of iPads and gear right the fuck there that could get knocked over and broke. So it's like, stay away, motherfuckers. But I'll come to you. I'll come to you. That's why I got a wireless mic. So at my shows, I can go into the crowd and just be part of the crowd while I be rhyming my shit because I
yeah.
got this awesome wireless
I
microphone.
was just talking about from a sound guy's perspective. And then they get the mics and they've never even been on a stage before. So it's like, what the fuck
but
are you doing?
we all have been
No, but you're
not
right.
on
You're
the
totally-
stage
you're totally
before.
right.
So let's
No,
be
you're right,
cool
that-
to people that be fresh
You're
to
right.
the game, yo.
No, you're right. You're right. Right on.
Not talking shit.
No, you're
Not
good.
trying to be argumentative.
No, you're good.
Just trying to remember there's people out there that
Yeah.
that's working towards something. We got to help them work towards that shit.
Well, I wasn't talking about the main act. I was talking about their buddies. Like, I don't know. Have you
I
ever
got
been a
you.
sound guy before?
Yes.
Oh, you have. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nightmare.
Yeah, it's
Is
sometimes
what it
sucks.
is, yo. You
Yo.
got to work with the punches, yo.
We're actually writing a script about it right now, so that's why.
Dope.
Anyway,
Script writing's a lot of fun, yo. I've been getting into script writing with this cartoon series and with the movie that I did, the Shaka Khan and shit. Scripting is a lot of fun because you're creating a reality. You're creating a place and time in space that is locked in forever, and you got to really think about that shit because people are going to look at it and they're going to say, "Why is he using this word? How does this compare to that?" You got to really like think through that shit, or you could just fucking get high and rhyme about weed 100 times, yo. It works either way, yo.
oh yeah. Well, we really appreciate you coming on, man, taking the time. I know you got to get out here for a photo shoot. and
Yeah, I
shit,
got a
so,
photo
um,
shoot.
sir.
Got another shoot to do, yo.
Photo
minute.
shoot.
So, anytime you want
420.
to come on, man, if you got anything to promote or any
Oh,
shows, you're always
awesome.
just hit me up, and you're always welcome to come on, dude. Fucking appreciate you. Special fucking 420 episode. So,
Oh yeah.
Go out to Bud's Glass Joint.
Bud's Glass joint on
Slate's at?
420 Hot Rock Super Joint is going to be fucking dope as fuck,
give me
yo.
that slate. Yeah, you have anything last second that you want to say? Yeah, just Buzz Joint, right?
Yo,
Yeah,
Baby
okay.
K, my fluffer / stylist. I got to go do this photo shoot and then I'm going to be home, girl. So, yeah, baby, it's going to be a good time, girl. And who else I got to shout out? I got to shout out all my homies, yo. I got to shout out my weed man. I got to shout out my manager and my producers and everybody out there. Ralph Michael Brecken, Artorama Studios, whoever I'll be doing podcasts with later this week. I can't remember you right now because I'll be all high and shit. But thanks for having me, homies.
Oh,
I think this was a really good conversation.
Hell yeah.
Oh, fuck
I
yeah.
think that we
absolutely.
got to some really important points, talking through the veil of me. And I think that we was able to, bring some positivity to the universe and shit. And I'm glad
Fuck
that
yeah.
you guys gave me the opportunity to help us all do that, yo.
We're glad to
sir.
have you, brother.
Couldn't have a better 420 episode, man, than Hot Rock Super Joint. So.
I concur. I agree, yo.
All right. Well, this is the podcast episode 12. That's a wrap.
Dope.
Thanks so much, man.
Fuck yeah, brother.
We got to do a thumbnail real quick.
Yeah, we gotta get a picture real quick. Bang!